Hello everybody, you're here with Claro Beauty and today we're gonna do fragrances and I am loving these chapters. I know most of you probably are here for makeup and maybe different items because that's how I used to be. I used to look at YouTubers and think makeup when they came with fragrance. I'm like, because for some reason we can see the color, we can't really smell the fragrance. But it is my intention that at least you can get an experience of what the fragrance is like. And that way we can enjoy it together. And perhaps you can get a little bit interested of how fragrances are, or like me, start getting to know them and start getting to order some of them just for fun. Anyhow, and for enjoyment, of course. So today we're gonna be talking about INITIO. INITIO perfumes privates. So I just got to know this niche house. So I'm very new. And yes, you do have to develop your taste a little bit in order to like this house, or you have to be very intense because that's the word of this house, intense. Now, I ordered this fragrance called Atomic Rose, and I made a whole video out of just that fragrance. I hadn't smelled any of the others. That's the one I started with. And just like its name is Atomic Rose. So if you want to see more about this particular fragrance, you can watch the video. I'll list it down below. So because I love that fragrance so much, I went ahead and ordered a discovery set from the house. Now, apparently there was an error on shipment because I didn't get the actually Cofre Discovery set, which came with 6 fragrances, more or less 10 millimeters each. Instead, I got this very small sample. So I'm still in the works to see what we're gonna do about that. But this one I thought was very cute. If I had known they had this, I probably would have ordered this. But of course, the other one has other fragrances in the kit as well. I think there's only Atomic Rose, of course, is on the other one and it's on this one. And there's the Side Effect is on this one and it's on the other one. So, but the other two, this High Frequency and Psychedelic Love, I'm not sure is on the other kit. So it's very good that we can try this today and then we'll see what we're doing with the other, you know, if they are out of stock or what we're gonna do so I can have the full set, then I'll do a video on the full house. So just moving on, this was gorgeous. This is kind of their logo and this is what is on each of the bottles. The bottles are just beautiful, really. So I like that it comes in this little kind of dour to discover. And then you bring it out and you have a little booklet explaining on all of the fragrances and then of course the 4 samples here. They don't look full. Maybe they do that so they don't spill out, you know. But the good news is that they are sprayers. You know, some samples don't have the sprayer on and I prefer the sprayer, so this would be a good experience. At least they're all at the same level, so I know they probably did it on purpose. Okay, so moving on. I love purple, you know that, and look at this color. It's so dark purple, so I like that because it's almost as the feeling of black, but obviously not black. And obviously it's far from it. It's not even appearing black, but it gives that sense of elegance that black usually gives you, but with a little spunk, which is the purple. So I don't know if I should try Atomic Rose for you guys here. I'll mention it just a tiny bit. Well, I already did, sort of thing. Well, just a quick note, because I have a whole video on that one. It is one of my niche fragrances favorites, and it's one that gave me the enthusiasm to actually order a fuller kit from the house. So I really like that fragrance. It is intense. It's Atomic Rose, so it is intense, and it is obviously rose. It's a very different rose that I'm used to it. It is not just a sweet, flowery, feminine rose. No, it has maturity in it, and it has this thing that it does open up, but it grounds. And I explained there, it's almost like something that captures you. It captures you in a cloud and you stay in it. The fragrances from this house are super, super long lasting. You put them on and it's like it wraps you in this cloud of fragrance and you walk with it. So you do have to be in the mood, you do have to like the fragrance, and you do have to be in this consciousness that it won't bother everybody else because you can smell it. You cannot ignore it. It's not like it hits you and then you forget about it or you get used to it. Oh no, no, no. You smell it throughout. And it is fragrances, all of them, I believe, that keep opening up. So having space is important. So if you're gonna be in a car with somebody else, it might be too much because it's there. It's almost like one more person, right? Well, one more presence. The fragrance have their presence. So it does take, I was looking at some YouTubers that talk about Initio, and there's some that are very artistic looking, and I understand why the love of the brand, because there's this intensity artistically and really presence that you have to be in your own in order to kind of being able to wear this. Does that make sense? So that's what as much as I'm going to say about Atomic Rose. If you want to hear more, the ingredients and all of that, please watch my other video, which is very thorough. And yes, it's one of my favorites of the house, if not the favorite. I say if not the favorite because I haven't smelled all of them, which I'm waiting for them, and because I have smelled the other three here and they're very distinct. So I'm going to talk about them. They're very distinct and each on their own, like every niche fragrance should be, but they're very different. And from all of them, I think the Atomic Rose is something that I do crave. I do want to go and smell it, and I do get in the mood for it. Even though they call it that is unisex, so I guess men can wear it. I've heard that for some women it's very attractive that a man will wear it precisely because it's rose. And I can understand a man wearing it because it's not very sweet and feminine, even though there's nothing wrong with a man wearing, you know, a sweet and feminine sort of fragrance. But this one I wouldn't say is that. All right, and now of the Atomic Rose, you can tell that I love it. And I keep moving things around because I'm moving my computer so I can pull some of the ingredients on the other ones. Even though I have the little booklet, I can read some of what's in here. And I love already, look at the gold lettering with the purple, dark purple. I like this looks. I love this looks. Anyhow, you see, I like these sparkly, sparkly. I always like this sparkly, sparkly. All right, so which one should we try first? I actually want to try the high frequency first. Now, I guess these four are called the CARNAL blends. I don't know exactly what they mean by that, but it says the CARNAL blends condense the properties of hedione HC used to lavish excess. Well, yeah, excess, intensity. I call it intensity, you can call it excess, okay. A molecule extracted from white flowers with an unsettling effect enhances desire. Each of these fragrances dare to showcase fantasy raw materials. Carnal notes celebrating rebellious olfactory compositions capable of arousing pleasure and inciting physical attraction. Woo! All right, I mean, this house makes a statement, no doubt about that. I actually read a little bit of what they describe on the Atomic Rose from the website, and they're not shy in the use of their words. They're not shy at all, just like this. Their statement is what it is, and I think their fragrances are just like that. So let's go with high frequency. The way they list them, the first one is side effects, but I want to try this one first. So I'm going to spray it right here, and I'm going to spray just one, and it is enough. Oh, high frequency. This is very lovely. It is higher frequency. What does that mean? Well, to me, it does take you higher. Higher is lighter. It does up bring you, up take you. There's fragrances that ground you. There's fragrances that bring you in and make you be present. There are fragrances that open you up or inspire you. This one, so higher frequency, it does bring me up. Up for what? That's a good question. I apologize. This is hair from my bigger dog. Where does it come from? I don't know. I don't know. All right. So the description is the combination of magnolia and almond. Overly so innocent yet truly sexy. Takes you by surprise. Its effect is like sound wave that starts off gently and then powers up the decibels of the skin. An overdose of Hedione HC detonates the final explosion. Well, this, what did they say? Innocent? Shy? No. I wouldn't say that. It has a sweetness with the almond. Yeah, like a almond with honey, even though it doesn't smell like honey, but you know that sense of, but it's almondy. I can see that. I can see the higher frequency, the up. I wouldn't say innocent, I already say that. Sexy, yeah, it's sweet and sexy. Not sweet as a youngster, teenage, no, it's just sweet, elegant, and sexy. It is intense. But doesn't move me. If I smell it on the street, no, this one doesn't. This one doesn't. I mean, the other ones do, and I mentioned that. This one, it doesn't move me. I wouldn't say seduce me. It just lures me in, yes. There's a slowly discovery of it, yes. Does it really invite me? It's kind of like a door open and you're like, it's nice that it's open. It looks interesting, but it doesn't move me enough to want to walk in. Does that make sense? I hope so. All right, let's move it on. So I'm going to try now Psychedelic Love. Now, why am I leaving the other one to the end? I don't know, but Psychedelic Love. All right. Now I spray it. And you know, very good. I like it. I like it more than the other one. And of course, you know, if you like almondy sweet, you definitely will like this one. But I like this new one. Psychedelic Love. I like it because it has a very unique flavor right at the start. And I say flavor instead of scent, but it has, I have talked about this before, this medicinal sort of taste. I don't know if it's kind of menthol, but it's not like mint, no. But it has this medicinal menthol, does that make sense? Which is a very interesting, you know, licorice, you know, the licorice taste is almost like, it's not sweet, it's not sour, it's not, I really don't understand people that love licorice candy. I don't crave a licorice candy or tea. But you know how distinct those flavors are? They're interesting and nice and fun, but when you like them sort of thing. This one has that at the beginning. And I'm wondering, what is it? So let's read a little bit, although I already start seeing narcotic bomb. This one probably has a little leather. Maybe it's a leather, but sweet. Can you imagine a sweet leather? So I'll read it. I mean, the name, Psychedelic Love. Well, let's start with that. But it says, the signature of this narcotic bomb lies in 3 essential ingredients: rose, Hedione HC, and heliotropin. Beware of its creamy powdery and floral facets, wavering between vanilla and almond, confronted with this diabolical indulgence. No one is safe from an olfactory obsession that can soon become a real addiction. Holy moly, guacamole. So here I am talking about licorice, and of course the ingredients have nothing to do with it, right? I mean, they're talking about rose and the vanilla and the almond. The powdery I get. Oof, now I get it even more. Now this addiction thing, I'm not sure if I would go there. I'm not sure if I would be looking for this fragrance. It has a love and hate relationship with me. I guess that's what makes the addiction, right? I mean, most addictions are kind of a love and hate. You know they're not good for you, but you still want more, sort of thing. I mean, isn't that the whole premise? It's almost like you enjoy it, but you wish you didn't. I think it does have that effect. Yeah. And I can want to go back. It reminds me of licorice. It's almost like, all right, give me another candy, but I don't really like it. This fragrance gives me that sort of feeling. It's nice. I can see a good looking man friend that I like, that is always that shows up, you smell it and you're like, yeah, that's that person, sort of thing. So very signature, very memorable, very, you don't reject it. But in my case, I don't think I'll be like, oh my God, I wish my husband was wearing that. No. But if somebody you know wears it, oh my God, I think every time you smell this, you'll remember them. And here I am talking about a male. Of course, a woman can definitely own this fragrance and wear it, but Psychedelic Love. All right, let's move on. So the one I keep pushing back, right? This is Side Effect. Okay, it's the first one on the list and somehow I put it at the end. That's interesting. So let's apply a little bit of Side Effect. All right, applied. So, oh, this is nice. I like Side Effect. That's what I remember. I did like it. So, so I do like it. Well, there you have it. Let's read what it says, but I do like it. The tobacco, vanilla, rum, cinnamon harmony. I mean, talking about an addiction, this one sounds more like my alley. Tobacco, vanilla, rum, and cinnamon harmony of this fragrance is spellbinding. The fragrance lifts the veil on the unsayable. The passionate perfume has the power to plunge its wearer into an altered state. Well, I must say, not just this fragrance. I mean, smelling all three right now, and if I would add the Atomic Rose, woo, that's it. You're gone. I mean, the intensity of this fragrance is phenomenal. And so I'm even wondering how I can still be talking. I'm like, can I know what I just said? I mean, it is, again, the word intoxicating, but it is sort of an experience. It is an experience. I mean, especially I'm very sensitive and it takes me, I travel with the scent. I guess that's why this is one of my favorite things to do in YouTube, the fragrance chapters, because I have fun with it. All right. It's very lovely. I wonder if I can make it like my signature fragrance. I wonder if it's something I will look for, search for. I don't think it's a fragrance that is memorable in the scent that I will miss it and crave it. But once I'm smelling it, I really like it and I want to stay with it. Does that make sense? Because like the Atomic Rose is a flavor that you crave for it. You want it. It's almost like, oh, you have some Atomic Rose, you know, like I want to smell it. The same as like the Tom Ford Lost Cherry. It's such a distinct smell that you crave it sometimes, and you're like, oh, I wish I can smell that for a little bit, because they are like that. This one is not something that I will crave for, I will remember to crave for, sort of thing. But once I smell it, I like it. I want to keep smelling it. So what I'm going to have to do, and like right now it hit me more the cinnamon towards the end, and you know it takes a little while to dry. So what I describe at the beginning is the beginning, and then as it starts drying out, like right now, so I still smell the tobacco, the vanilla, and then now a little bit of the cinnamon at the end. So it is very satisfying. It's very lovely. It makes you feel full, and I'm not talking just food, full of food, but it just, there's this satisfaction to it, this at peace with it. Just interesting, because side effect, maybe it's the side effect of smelling the high frequency and then the psychedelic love, and then now this, that it just makes this full circle. And of course the atomic rose, you can never forget the atomic rose. Atomic rose, you cannot forget, is that powerful. But side effect is, yeah, it's a completion. Perhaps that's why I left it to the end, because if I had smelled this at the beginning, it has a completion, so everything else becomes extra, if that makes sense. This one has a very whole, completed, satisfactory. So what would I smell it like? Wear it to, you know, I'm gonna have to wear it all day and see. It gives you this peace, very nice feeling. Maybe if I wanted to write, or if I wanted to be very effective in you know, when you're completing tasks, it has a very rounded sort of feel to it. So in that sense, you know, if you work, if you're going to work, if you're a boss, you know, if you want to give that confidence, successful but steady sort of presence, I think this is lovely. Now, I can see a man or a woman wearing it, because it doesn't go one way or another. So this is a winner. So side effect, yeah. I mean, obviously high frequency, like I describe it, and Psychedelic Love have their own lanes. So bravo for this house, because the reality is, I think they accomplish what niche fragrance is all about, and whoever likes each of these lanes or each of these fragrances is going to have a very unique sort of personality to own them and to own wearing them. And so definitely, so last side effects, I like it. I will keep wearing it and just see. I don't think it's something that I would crave for, but that's what I want to find out. And that's the end. Atomic Rose. But I do have to end with the Atomic Rose. I did wear it going out, and it can become a little too much. So now it's like, oh, would I wear it today? You think about it. So I think it's more for night or for going out. And I mentioned this because obviously I've been bragging about it, right? But you do have to be in that mood. You do have to be in that intensity mood. And so I wouldn't say it's like for an everyday light sort of thing. No. And this one, side effect, I think will be more like it, but they're still strong fragrances. So there you have it. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Ring the bell on the right hand side of your corner screen, and comment below and let me know if you own any of these fragrances, if you know the brand, and what do you think about it. I appreciate it. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye.